In this video, we're going over the new top 5 meta loadouts here in Black Ops 6 Season 4 Reloaded. Nearly every single weapon got updated, and it's time to change your class setups. For class setup number 1, we're taking a look at the Kilo 141. This assault rifle received numerous attachment buffs, making this weapon a lot better than it already was. For the optic, we are going to be using the Kepler Microflex or the V Reflex. Both these are great options depending on the recoil pattern you're trying to achieve with the Kilo 141. Now, for the muzzle, we are going to be utilizing the suppressor to keep us off the mini-map when firing, so we can find their spawn and build up a quick and easy streak. There's no reason to run the mount suppressor on the Kilo 141, especially in multiplayer, because you don't need that improved bullet velocity or damage range. Now, for the barrel, we are going to be rolling with the reinforced barrel to give us both improved damage range as well as bullet velocity to give a very fast and consistent time to kill. For the underbarrel, the G grip is going to be a great choice, improving that recoil stabilization, horizontal recoil, and hipfire to ADS accuracy. If you don't have the G grip unlocked, feel free to run the vertical foregrip. This is also going to be a great attachment on the Kilo 141, essentially removing a lot of the annoying recoil. Some of the recoil this weapon does have. For the magazine, we're going to use extended mag 1 here, giving us a healthy 50 rounds, 0 cons. This is a massive W. For the rear grip, on every single assault rifle loadout, I recommend putting on the commando grip, which is going to be drastically improving your close and mid-range performance. We've improved aim down sight speed, jumping sprint to fire speed altogether, and jumping aim down sight speed. You can't go wrong with this attachment. For the stock, we are going to be rolling with the infiltrator stock, so we can have the maximum aim walking movement speed. This attachment is better now in Season 4 Reloaded, which is kind of crazy, so we can literally outstrafe everybody we come across if they don't have this on their setup. Make sure you guys have the infiltrator stock equipped. And then finally, for the fire mods, we are going to be running recoil springs, which is going to be incredibly helpful, removing a lot of recoil stabilization, vertical recoil control, as well as horizontal recoil control. Rapid fire also received a buff this update, which is insane. So you want to have a fast fire rate. It is going to have a little bit of recoil. This is a great option, but if you're looking for a no recoil Kilo 141 loadout, make sure you guys put on the recoil springs. This is going to be a great 8 attachment setup because the Kilo is going to be one of the best assault rifles to use in the entire game, even after all of the changes made to other weapons. With fast sprint out, ADS, a walking movement speed is crazy fast, as well as controllable recoil. This is exactly why I highly recommend going ahead and running the Kilo 141, because you can run this weapon as an AR, an SMG, and obviously outgun players very easily at those longer ranges. Now, if you only want to run 5 attachments, we are going to be doing some changes here. I do recommend going ahead and removing the Kepler Microflex. We're actually, believe it or not, going to be removing the suppressor, because for the barrel, we're going to be going ahead and running the short barrel, which gives you an integrated suppressor, so you're not going to need an actual muzzle attachment. And we are also going to go ahead and remove the recoil springs. This is going to be a great loadout because we're going to have stealth as well as obviously controllability. We still have the great handling here because we're going to have that aim walking movement speed, and we are going to have controllable recoil. If you do like the iron sights on the Kilo 141, I highly recommend going ahead and giving this loadout a try. You're not going to be upset with it whatsoever. For class setup number 2, we're taking a look at the LC-10, which is arguably the best SMG still here in Black Ops 6, even after the Season 4 Reloaded update. For the optic, we are going to be rolling with the Kepler Microflex. For the muzzle, we are going to be utilizing the compensator to remove a lot of vertical recoil. For the barrel, in order to give us the fastest and most consistent time to kill, the long barrel is going to be a great choice, improving damage range. For the underbarrel, you can either rock the Ranger foregrip, which is going to be improving horizontal recoil control as well as sprinting movement speed, or if you have it unlocked, the G grip, which is going to be helping out with that recoil control and also close range handling, but that improved hip fire to ADS accuracy. For the magazine, extended mag 1 is going to be great for that 45 rounds, but if you guys are playing Warzone, feel free to put on 2. It's just you're going to have a little bit slower handling. Not that big of a deal. You can decide which is more important for your play style. For the rear grip, on every single SMG loadout, I highly recommend putting on the ergonomic grip, which is going to be improving dive to fire speed, slide to fire speed, aim down sight speed, and jumping aim down sight speed. You're going to be dominating at those close ranges. For the stock, we are going to be utilizing the infiltrator stock so we can walk around aim down sight as quickly as possible. And then finally, for the fire mods, we are going to be utilizing recoil springs to remove a lot of recoil. The LC-10 is going to be a nasty submachine gun because we can actually use this like an assault rifle if you do get into a long-range engagement. Fast sprint out, ADS, and walking movement speed is ridiculously fast, and we legitimately have 0 recoil. This is like a kilo 1-for-1 with more handling. I highly recommend going ahead and checking this submachine gun out if you have not already. Now, for the 5 attachment class, what we are going to be doing is removing the Kepler Microflex. I do recommend going ahead and putting on the suppressor just so you can go ahead and flank, because we are going to be running and gunning with this build a little bit more. We are going to remove the extended mag 1 option, and we're also going to be removing the recoil springs because for the 5 attachment loadout, those are not necessary. This is still going to be a disgusting build because if you do like the iron tights, which I think are pretty good, you can see we still have great handling, we have controllable recoil, and we are also going to be having a fast time to kill with a suppressed submachine gun. You can't go wrong with this. This weapon has 34 rounds by default. Definitely give this build a try. For class setup number 3, we are taking a look at the Seer 56 AMAX, which received a number of attachment buffs, making this assault rifle even better, which is crazy to me. For the optic, you can either rock the Kepler Microflex or the V Reflex. Both are great options. For the muzzle, we are going to be using the compensator, which is going to be bumping that vertical recoil control and recoil stabilization up. This attachment did receive an update, making this a lot better on the AMAX. I highly recommend checking this out. For the barrel, we are going to be utilizing the reinforced barrel, giving us the fastest and most consistent time to kill with that improved damage range as well as bullet velocity. You can't go wrong with this. For the underbarrel, you do have 2 choices. You can either run the Ranger foregrip or the G grip. These are going to be great options on the AMAX, depending on if you want to have maximum recoil controllability. I highly recommend putting on the G grip, but if you want more handling, the Ranger foregrip is also a great choice. You can't go wrong with either of these. For the magazine, we're going to be running extended mag 1. It's going to be a great option, giving you a healthy 45 rounds. For the rear grip on every single assault rifle loadout, we are going to be rolling with the commando grip. For the stock, we are going to be running the infiltrator stock, which also received a buff with the AMAX. So make sure you guys use this to outstrafe everybody you see. And then finally, for the fire mods, we are going to be running recoil springs, which also received a buff on the AMAX, improving our recoil control as well as handling altogether. This is going to be a great class setup with this assault rifle because we are going to be dealing with a high damage AR that legitimately does not move. We have a fast sprint out, ADS, aim walking movement speed, and incredibly controllable recoil. This is one of the best guns in the entire game, and you can get 3-shot kills with this. This doesn't really make any sense as to why they would go ahead and do attachment changes on the AMAX because it was already one of the top meta assault rifles. It literally became even better than it was before. I'm not going to complain, so definitely go ahead and check this loadout out. Now, for the 5 attachment setup, what you are going to be doing is removing the extended mag 1 option. You are going to be removing the infiltrator stock, and you are going to be taking away the recoil springs. This is still going to be a great loadout because we have everything we need to dominate at any and all ranges. Yes, you aren't going to have the crazy fast aim walking movement speed, but what you are going to have is still controllable recoil, and we are still going to have the ability to get those 3-shot kills to the head. So you're going to have a crazy fast time to kill as well as controllable recoil. You can't go wrong with this. Definitely check out the AMAX. For class setup number 4, we're taking a look at the LADRA, one of the fastest firing SMGs in the entire game, and it did receive a number of attachment buffs. For the optic, we are going to be utilizing the Kepler Microflex. For the muzzle, we are going to be running the compensator, which did receive a buff on the LADRA. For the barrel, we are going to be using the long barrel, giving us the fastest and most consistent time to kill with that improved damage range. For the underbarrel, I highly recommend going ahead and putting on the G grip for that recoil controllability and also improved hip fire to ADS accuracy. This is a massive W and also a match made in heaven for this submachine gun. For the magazine, extended mag 2 is going to be a great option, giving us 56 rounds. So you have plenty of ammo to take people out just in case you run into 2, 3, 4 people at the same time. For the rear grip, like on all submachine gun loadouts, we are going to be running the ergonomic grip. It's going to be amazing on the LADRA. For the stock, we are going to be using the infiltrator stock, so we have that fast aim walking movement speed. And then finally, for the fire mods, we are going to run recoil springs, which did receive a buff with this submachine gun as well, helping out with recoil control. This is one of the best submachine guns in the entire game. Do not sleep on it because we are going to be dealing with a weapon that has crazy fast fire rate. We also are going to have great sprint out speed. We have a great ADS, aim walking movement speed as well, and controllable recoil. It's insane because the LADRA legitimately is one of the highest recoil guns in the entire game. But when you go ahead and build the class setup properly, you get something like this. Literally zero recoil, incredibly controllable, and incredibly fun to use. I highly recommend using this. Now, for the 5 attachment loadout, we are going to be removing the Kepler Microflex. It's not needed for the 5 attachment setup. We're also going to be removing the infiltrator stock as well as the recoil springs. Now, this loadout is going to be solid. It's going to have some recoil. You are going to have to control it at longer ranges. But as you can see here, the handling is still going to be good. We're not going to have that crazy fast aim walking movement speed. But as you can see, we are going to have controllable recoil. You're going to have to burst it at longer ranges to make sure that you can actually hit your target. But this is definitely a submachine gun I highly recommend going ahead and using just for the sheer fire rate and the fast time to kill. And finally, for class setup number 5, we're taking a look at the XM4, one of the most consistent weapons in the entire game that also received a buff. For the optic, the Kepler Microflex is going to be great. For the muzzle, we are going to be rolling with the compensator. For the barrel, we are going to be utilizing the long barrel. For the underbarrel, you can either rock the vertical foregrip or the G-grip, depending on what you have unlocked, but I recommend going ahead and equipping the G-grip. For the magazine, extended mag 1 is going to be a great choice, with the assault rifle giving you a healthy 45 rounds. For the rear grip, we are going to be rolling with the commando grip like we do on every single assault rifle loadout. For the stock, the infiltrator stock is too good to pass up on with the XM4. It also received a buff on this assault rifle. And we are also going to be running the Fire Mods recoil springs, which also did receive a buff on this assault rifle as well. This is going to be one of the best weapons to use in the entire game, incredibly consistent, and we are going to be dealing with a very, very easy to control recoil pattern. We have fast sprint out, ADS, aim walking movement speed, and we are going to have legitimately no recoil. One of the best guns to use in the entire game. Definitely go ahead and give this a try if you're trying to absolutely dominate. Now, for the 5 attachment loadout, what you are going to want to do is remove the extended mag 1, the infiltrator stock, as well as recoil springs. This is still going to be a solid assault rifle, incredibly easy to use. I do recommend keeping on the compensator because it's just too good to pass up, moving a lot of the recoil this weapon does have, and you're going to be able to go full auto across the map without worrying about a thing. And if you can't control the recoil for whatever reason, you can just burst fire, and it's still going to be incredibly easy to use, as you can see in the firing range. This is going to be a nice weapon to run here in Season 4 Reloaded. Definitely do not sleep on it. These are going to be the top 5 meta loadouts to use right now here in Black Ops 6 Season 4 Reloaded. Now, for the rest of my loadouts, I always go ahead and utilize the Strider .22. This is the best secondary to run in the entire game, especially if you equip the 3-round burst mod. If you run out of ammo, you can always fall back on this pistol. I do run the knife, and I do recommend running the stem shot, the blast trap, the assault pack, and the flak jacket dispatcher bankroll perk combination. Now, if you are going to be running more than 5 attachments on a class setup, you must run gunfighter. But if you don't care about running more than 5+ attachments on your weapons, most of them actually don't even need 5+ attachments. You can put on perk greed, and there are a number of great options. Slipstream is nice. Hunter's Instinct is nice. You can put on Scavenger, so you have essentially a limited ammo. You can run Ghost just in case UAVs are absolutely spam, which does happen quite often. Or you can go ahead and run Shadow, so you can run over the proximity mines as well as the blast traps without setting them off. Now, if you do go ahead and run Shadow, which is actually pretty smart, you're going to have access to the Strategist Combat Specialty, which is nice because you're going to be getting more score when playing the objective, which means more streaks, more kills, and potentially your first nuke. So definitely keep that in mind. Now, if you are trying to go ahead and get as many kills as possible in your first nuke, I highly recommend going ahead and equipping High Roller, which is going to be granting you an additional streak. Now, with High Roller, you want to go ahead and run the UAV. You also want to equip the Grim Reaper. You want to run the War Machine with the High Roller wildcard as well as the Harp, because the War Machine as well as the Grim Reaper are both going to be counting towards your nuke streaks. So let's say you are already on a 10 when you get all your streaks. If you get 10 kills with your Grim Reaper and 10 kills with your War Machine, guess what? You got your nuke. It's gonna be absolutely insane, and I recommend going ahead and checking this out. Let me know down in the comment section after going ahead and checking out some of my class setups, getting into a game. Let me know what you guys do. Feel free, drop a like on the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications. It's been your boy Ears. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.